Little time between game weeks, YouTube going down, and Daniel PODENCE. That's all I've got to say. Hello there, hope you're having a great Thursday. What is up, guys, and welcome to FPL Today and the Gameweek 14 Team Selection video, where I go over how I did in Gameweek 13, the thoughts and transfers I'm considering going into Gameweek 14 as well as captaincy, all with hopefully the goal of helping you guys with your FPL decisions to get you the best FPL rank possible. So if you enjoy the content here on FPL Today, please do hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for FPL, because YouTube, of course, went down for my Gameweek 13 video and it really tanked. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Let's get into today's video. So, Gameweek 13, unfortunately it started off pretty poorly, purely because my captaincy armband was on Kevin De Bruyne, and that means that I am now going into Thursday evening pretty scared, because there are a few people with Bruno Fernandes as captain against Sheffield United, which is really worrying. De Bruyne did fortunately get some bonus points, which means he got a score of 4, doubled to 8, and I haven't watched the game yet or match of the day, but from what I've heard, De Bruyne was very unlucky not to return more points. Other than that, though, most of my players that have played so far have returned points. Lamptey and Chilwell both getting on the score sheet, Chilwell getting an assist, with Lamptey getting a clean sheet. We also had Salah coming in with a goal, Bamford coming in with a goal in a game where Leeds scored 5, but Bamford only got 6 points, which is infuriating. But Che Adams and Calvert-Lewin also popping up with assists, meaning at least everyone is returning, but it isn't to the extent that I would like to see my rank rise significantly. All of this would probably have been acceptable if I had Bruno Fernandes as captain today, but we do still have players to play, and hopefully we will come out of this game week with a green arrow. Cresswell can get highlighted by himself because he didn't get a clean sheet, and unfortunately he is now at risk, which we'll see in the at-risk part of the video, because Kufal seems to be just as good an option at a cheaper price. Cresswell does have great delivery, great set pieces, but Kufal definitely seems like a very attacking fullback in his own right, and potentially the higher price for Cresswell might not be worth it. And then we have Martinez and Grealish still to play with Burnley at home, and Fernandes with Sheffield United away, which is the real worry, and that's the one that could significantly hurt my game week for Game Week 13. And then on the bench, PODENCE, he is becoming a real thorn in my side, a player that always looks dangerous. When I play him, he doesn't generally get points, and then when I put him on the bench, he goes and gets 9 points against Chelsea. So that was quite painful, and if Grealish doesn't do anything in this game week, I'm going to be a bit disappointed that PODENCE's 9 points are sitting there on the bench. But if Grealish doesn't start, which could happen, I guess, at least we have 9 points to come in off of the bench. What would be even better is if Bruno Fernandes didn't start. Then I'd get 9 points off the bench from the who they got as vice captain. Probably Kevin De Bruyne, so that might work for me. So with everything happening on Tuesday and Wednesday, we now see ourselves on 44 points for Game Week 13, and the average is currently at 32. The fortunate thing is Tottenham Hotspurs have played, because Son and Kane have been massive drains on my rank whenever I've done one of these videos before they've played. And we've got overall points of 762, with an overall rank currently at 458,666, which I'm okay with because it means I'm back in the top 500k. Hopefully we can hold on to that and then start to move forward with the following game weeks. So we now go to the players at risk, and the first player we're looking at is Kilman from Wolves, purely because he's not playing. And I have 2 free transfers. And to be honest, my team for next game week doesn't look in too bad a situation. So we could potentially just use 1 transfer and fix a little niggly area in the side. And Kilman not playing isn't ideal in such a busy fixture period. Also, with the likelihood of a blank game week 18 and a double game week 19, I need players on my bench that play in case I want to use my bench boost. The likelihood is, for those that are wondering, Game Week 18 for me is most likely going to be a free hit, purely because I feel like with that many teams blanking in Game Week 18, and I will probably do a video on this when I get the time, it seems the most sensible thing to do to free hit for that game week, because I'm not sure there'll be another blank game week that is as impactful on my season as the Game Week 18 one. Bench boost in 19 is still up in the air, but that's the way I'm thinking. And if I do bench boost in 19, we need players that are playing on the bench. The next player we're looking at who's at risk is Cresswell. Like I said before, Kufau seems like just as good an option for a cheaper price. Also, I'm eager to free up some budget so I can move around players in midfield and up front. And again, I have the luxury of 2 transfers, and I don't really feel like I need to spend both this game week. And then finally, he's got an audition tonight to keep his place, but Jack Grealish is at risk, which is something I wasn't expecting to say so early on in the season. But he doesn't seem as effective without Ross Barkley in the team. He's the easiest way to the likes of Heung-min Son, who is coming back into my consideration because Spurs fixtures are getting easier, and Spurs have proved that fixture ease isn't really going to affect the way that Son and Kane keep scoring each and every game week. However, Jack Grealish has been returning points and still does look dangerous in games where he doesn't score points in. So Grealish is someone I don't really want to get rid of, but it seems like if I want Son in, he's a sensible one to transfer out. But with West Brom away, probably not going to happen this game week. So guys, before we move on to Game Week 14, if you enjoy the stats here on FPL Today and want access to them yourself, or want access to articles and fixture tickers to help you with your FPL season, then do consider checking out Fantasy Football Hub. This is a video from them. All the data on FPL Today is taken from the Fantasy Football Hub, with tools such as player comparison to choose the best players out of 2 options, Opta-Stats tables to see who could be hitting form soon and who will be amongst the goals, and a fixture ticker so you know who has not just the form but also the fixtures to match, and so much more, like articles and coverage of other fantasy football games. Ask yourself why you haven't joined the Fantasy Football Hub. It's just £2 a month to unlock your FPL potential. So guys, top link in the description. If you do sign up, it does help the channel out as well. So if you are interested, please use the link in the description down below, and let's get on to my Game Week 14 team selection. So we start off as always with the goalkeeper and defence, and to be honest, it's probably going to be the same lineup because they did decent for me so far in Game Week 13. And Game Week 14, they look like they've got the fixtures to maybe return more points. We've got Martinez with West Bromwich Albion away and Lamptey with Sheffield United at home, hopeful for clean sheets in those ones. The West Ham-Chelsea game, I don't necessarily think there'll be a clean sheet for either of them in this one, but I do think Chilwell and Cresswell are capable of attacking returns, and of course Cresswell could be changed to Kufau in this game. Moving on to the midfield, we have Kevin De Bruyne with Southampton away, and the captaincy armband at the moment on Bruno Fernandes with Leeds at home. I think Leeds are an attacking side. They're going to leave space in behind. Hopefully someone will find that space and Bruno Fernandes can be the one to supply them. So I think Bruno Fernandes could get some points in this game, and I think there could be lots of goals in this game. So that's why currently the armband is on Bruno. De Bruyne with Southampton away again. This could see some points with De Bruyne in this one, but I'm losing confidence with Man City as a team in general right now, so it feels a lot better on Bruno. Salah with Crystal Palace away. Again, Salah is a player that, of course, is very consistent with his returns and could be a captaincy option with Crystal Palace away. But I do prefer Fernandes against Leeds currently because I think Leeds are a side that are very unlikely to try and park the bus, whereas Crystal Palace might, although they are even convincing me now that they aren't necessarily the Crystal Palace of old. And Grealish with West Brom away is a nice fixture for him, but I don't think the captaincy armband will go anywhere near Grealish unless he does something absolutely crazy this evening. And then we move to the forwards, and although the fixtures don't necessarily look amazing, I'm not actually too concerned because with Bamford against Man United away, I think there could be goals for Leeds in this one. Adams with Man City at home. It is at home. Southampton do look a decent side. Man City don't look at their best, and Adams has been very consistent. And Calvert-Lewin with Arsenal at home. I don't think I really need to say anything about Arsenal right now. They don't necessarily come across as a tough fixture anymore, do they? The only issue I really have, though, is if we look at my bench, we have PODENCE with Burnley. It is away. Burnley can turn up defensively, but PODENCE has just punished me for benching him last game week. So it's possible I go with a 3-5-2, but there's something about PODENCE I just don't trust. It's like he's the Joker in my pack and he's just going to do the opposite of what I need him to do. So right now he is currently on the bench. And then finally we move on to the potential transfers for my side going into Game Week 14, and there's 3 players I'm seriously looking at. The first, of course, is Heung-min Son. Now, Heung-min Son and Harry Kane are 2 players that I got punished for not owning over a period where I thought Manchester City's fixtures were better. Now, the thing with Spurs is when Spurs score, Son and Kane are nearly always involved. Against Liverpool, it didn't actually happen for Harry Kane, but overall, usually Harry Kane assists Son, or Son assists Harry Kane. And at 9.6 million, he's offering great value right now. Top scoring midfielder in the game, I believe. Maybe even top scoring player in the game, if my memory serves me correctly. But 3 goals, 2 assists. The only issue with him is his underlying stats don't fill me with confidence, which suggests I was right in thinking the fixtures would be tougher for Spurs, but Spurs have still come out of it with Son and Kane scoring points. He's managed to get 8 shots, 4 on target, 4 inside the box with 3 big chances and expected goals at 1.55, with 6 key passes and 2 big chances created. So realistically, he should have got 1 or 2 goals and he should have got only 1 assist, but he's outperforming his underlying stats and has shown what a good finisher he is this season. Not that we didn't already know that. The next player we're looking at is actually Kufal, like I've already mentioned. He just looks like a better value pick than Cresswell currently. Although he doesn't necessarily have the same threat from set pieces, he has had 13 key passes with 2 big chances created, and he has managed to get an assist. And it's not necessarily like West Ham are getting lots of clean sheets anyway, but Kufal could get some attacking returns and will get the same clean sheets that Cresswell would for a cheaper price. And then finally we're looking at Cavaleiro from Fulham, and yes, I didn't expect to put any Fulham players in my potential transfers, but at 5.3 million, I think I'd probably be more comfortable benching Cavaleiro week in and out. He'd also be valuable for a potential bench boost down the line, but I just feel like I would have less of a headache than I do currently with PODENCE in my squad. He's managed to get 1 goal and no assists in the last 6 game weeks, but has had 15 shots on goal, 9 on target, 9 from inside the box, 5 big chances. We expected goals at 3.56, key passes at 5, big chances created at 1, and expected assists at 0.98. Now, the issue I have with those underlying stats is he's clearly got goal threat, but he's not converting. So do I really want to change to Cavaleiro? But he does have penalties in his locker, seemingly, because we all know about Fulham's dreadful run of penalties for a little period of the Premier League season. But now Cavaleiro seems like he's on them, and it will be interesting to see what he does, and potentially he could be an easier bench option for me than Daniel PODENCE. Anyway, guys, that is it for this video. So if you have enjoyed it, please do hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, as well as comment in the comments down below anything about Game Week 14, and I'll try to answer as many of them as possible. Hopefully YouTube doesn't go down today, so you do get this video. And also, when this video goes up on Thursday, do go and check out the Twitch Wildcats channel, because we will be watching and reacting live to the Man United game, and you'll either see a couple of Wildcats very happy that Bruno Fernandes has scored points, or me looking very smug if he doesn't. So make sure to check us out tonight and watch along with the Man United game. With that being said, I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.